Hey there, sending along another video for a summary of the latest playthrough for the Gloomhaven duo. This one is scenario 54. It's the ice palace, frozen ice palace thingy, palace of ice. This one is the final retirement scenario for Spud. This is what he has to do for Seeker of Zorn. It's the conclusion of that. And for Vim, all we need to do is get one more different type of kill, and there are cave bears in here. So if he can get one of those, he's all good, and they should both retire at the same time. For city and road events, city-wise, we stopped a thief from stealing some vegetables, so we gained a reputation. And then we had we were encountering a little earthquake tremor along a mountain pass and took cover underneath an outcropping. And thanks to Vim being attuned to the craziness that was going on, we have city event 73 in there. So we stepped through the cliff face and found some crystal things. So yeah, we got some weird crystal we don't know what to do with. For short-term goals, I put them up there. I don't actually remember exactly what they were, but it's not like it really matters because they're both about to retire anyway. If they get the perk mark, who cares? So over to the scenario. So this scenario starts out with us at the end of a long hallway, a couple of cave bears at the far end. And the way the obstructions and traps are set up, there's no way the bears can get to us without going through one of the traps. So I figured with the bears having a significant amount of movement, we would just sit back and wait for them to do stuff. But lo and behold, hey, they don't go far enough in their first turn movements. So they move forward a couple of spaces apiece, and we take some pot shots at them from range. But we get some good stuff on them. We go into the second turn, where I figure, okay, there's no point in waiting. We go ahead and do the pull from the scoundrel. But Vim gets a really good shot off on the first one and ends up killing it with his blessing. So I have him move out of the way, so then the rogue can come forward on the next turn and start early with a pull to yank it into the poison trap, and then we do some damage for it. We get the blessing and kill it off. And luckily, Vim gets the kill on the first cave bear, so he completes his retirement condition. All we have to do is get the staff charged for Spud. So for this scenario, the objective is that the person who is the Seeker of Zorn has to take the staff in and charge it by attacking the Harrower Infestors in the last room, and then stand next to the altar with it fully charged. So you get a charge when the person who has the staff hits one of the Harrower Infestors. The Seeker of Zorn is actually the only one that can damage the Harrower Infestors. And each point of damage that you do to it with an attack, that gives you a charge. And in this scenario level and the number of characters we have, the Spud needs 16 points worth of damage inflicted on the Harrower Infestors for the staff to be fully charged. Then you can be next to the altar. So looking at things when we first go in, Vim is going to kind of keep to the left, and you'll see Spud go all the way over to the right. Because I'm figuring he's going to go over there and try to get behind the Harrower Infestors and attack them, while Vim goes after the Living Spirit and the couple of Frost Demons that are there. Because those are the only things that he can go after. And once those things are dead, all he can really do is be a meat shield. He gets a really good shot on the first Living Spirit, kills it off, and then the Frost Demons come around and kind of choke point into exactly where they need to be. And Spud runs all the way over to the corner, and tries to go after the Harrower Infestors as they come up. Going into the next turn, I actually have Spud pull the Harrower Infestor onto the trap, and I originally have it do the trap damage and have that damage charge the staff. I was wrong on both of these things, of course, right when it happened. I do end up correcting for the mistake. When I look at it, I realize that the Harrower Infestors are actually flying, so they're not going to trigger the trap. And I don't play it that just damage caused is giving the Harrower Infestor. Vim, in the meantime, hits one of the Frost Demons, knocks him into an obstacle, and kills it, and kills the guy outright. On the right side, I have Spud jump over the Harrower Infestor, and that's to the point where he gets a ×2 attack, and that's when I actually make the corrections, because looking at it, I'm like, the Harrower should only have 6 damage on it, so the actual staff should only have 6 damage on it as well. At first, I take it off thinking that it's dead, but I'm like, no, we actually didn't do enough, because I should have had, I believe, disadvantage on that attack, which is why I had to bring it back and have it not be a kill, but be a good punch of damage, though. On the next turn, Spud's able to actually kill that Harrower Infester off, and I have him go ahead and go invisible. That way he's not getting any of the damage. I don't want to waste time trying to heal him or anything like that. I just want to do as much damage as possible. So if Vim gets attacked at this point, it doesn't matter. He can just discard cards to get his way through it. So he kind of gets surrounded by the guys, gets beat on a little bit. You know, his health drops down, but he's got other stuff going on. Gets some stun powder in there, gets another ×2 an attack in the Frost Demon and kills it off. So all we got is the Spud's just got to do 6 damage and then sit next to the altar. So in the next turn, I have Spud move up and do the move and poison, so that the resulting attack ends up being enough to get the last 6 damage he needs to fully charge the staff. Vim takes a couple of hits, and it goes down to like 1 hit point. I think ends up discarding a card as well to keep himself alive, but it doesn't matter. In the next turn, Spud makes a last-ditch effort to try to kill off one of the Harrower Infestors and maybe get a little bit of retirement money for Vim. He's not able to do it, ends up getting the miss card, and then the Harrowers actually heal a little bit. It doesn't make any difference. In the end, all that needs to happen is Spud needs to use his move, walk over next to the altar, and finish the scenario at that point. That gives him his retirement. When he puts the staff down, the other enemies die, and then Spud actually doesn't retire, as it turns out. Spoiler alert for this one. He falls over dead, and from the corpse, all the little insects and everything form into the Harrower Infester, the new character that he'll now have. At that point, Vim just says, all right, I got all the kills I need. See you later. Bugs out back to town. Pun intended there. And retires with all of the money that he doesn't have to share with Spud anymore because he's a sack of bugs. So that's it. These 2 characters retired. We open up 2 new characters, the Harrower Infester for Spud and the Beastmaster Tyrant, the Skaven who rides on the back of a giant bear, for Vim. So I'll be playing those 2 characters in the next scenario. I probably will scale it back and do something simple. Give me a little time to get re-familiarized with them, and we'll see that one on the next video.